Alright, so my goal originally is to try to get out of phase 1 on turn 1. So we're going to strip and stun. We want to get debuffs on her immediately so that Drakon can get rolling. The way that this team is speed tuned, we S1 for CP generation with Miva on turn 1. Stella does her thing. I S3 here. Let's try to get as much damage as possible. Here we hold the S2. We go S1. That's the first break on turn 0. Alright. We just keep letting her zoom. We S3 here for the speed buff. The reason why we're trying to take an extra turn is because we need to have S3 off cooldown whenever we go into phase 2. Okay? So I'm not going to chain either here. Now the goal is for Nella to outrace the boss right here. And we're just trying to build CP in the background. See, Nella's getting really close to right there. Nella just passed the boss. We're still building CP. But the way that this times out is that your CP will still be under 2 by the time you get to the next phase. Alright, right here. So now, whenever we push here, we're actually fine. And I may actually be able to... For the safetiness of it, I don't know if they patched that, so I'm not going to risk it here. But on this first one, you want Gnosis Nella to be in slot 1. You want D Stella to be in slot 4. Because we have more than enough CP, or weakness gauge, to break. So here we're able to push the boss to 1.9 million on turn 1. Wasted shot, that's okay. But now we're set up to keep rolling. Because Gnosis Nella goes to the front, we can strip. Okay, now we start rolling. Alright. Right here, 29. You gotta watch this. 29, 24, we want the 5. So we'll get the break here. The reason why this is more efficient here is because we're only at S. So if you use the fixed chain damage skill before SS, it's only going to give you like 70,000 damage. So it's more efficient to go for the break as opposed to the fixed damage. So it'll be a perfect 29 weakness gauge here. 6, and then here's the last 6 for the break. And then we essentially traded 80,000 damage for 800,000 damage. Okay, now we just start letting Drac. We want to put buffs on. And see, if she applies a debuff, it actually counts for the EE. So that's important. You want to make sure you have an S2 for that specific spot right there. We're going to start bursting as much as we can on burst 3s to just get CP. Now we want to go back to Gnosis Nella being slot 1 because you're going to get 320,000 every time now. Okay. So you can watch it right here. 320,000. And then she'll do 400,000. Now the nice thing is when you get Miva lined up, it's a perfect chain into a 9 weakness gauge from her dual attacks. Plus we're getting the CP from this as well. And another almost perfect break cycle. So right now we're at 4.4 million and we haven't even got to her first ult yet. Alright, and then we can do another chain here. Now this is where you could potentially try to get risky. For the purposes of this video, I'm not going to try to. But here is where you have to do the team swap. Because you could try to let Drac outrace her, but I don't think it's going to happen. So we're going to swap here. So you swap to team 2 to avoid the insta-kill from her S3. Okay, so we're still alive. Now my whole team is faster than the boss right now. So you want to let everybody attack as much as possible because that's just free CP generation. Okay? I can do that. Like, I'm gonna... Actually, there is really no reason to not use this. But I'm just gonna play it safe in case there is a weird invulnerability that comes up. Ah, bummer. I wonder if she can crit. Oh my gosh, she can crit. Okay, so Val apparently sucks. So now she's immune. Alright, so now we need to swap back to Team 1. Before she can attack. Which that really didn't matter because she was going to get invulnerability anyway. Alright, and now we're good. We're right back on target. So the strategy is just to watch her skill 3, swap to your team 2 to avoid the insta-kill, use as many turns as you can, swap back to team 1, and then just rinse and repeat. We're just going to keep using as many burst skills as possible to try to get as much CP generation as we can.